Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by mountains, lived a 24-year-old young man named Marco. From the outside, Marco had everything, but inside he was restless. His mind was always storming with thoughts, memories of the past that made him sad, and fears of the future that made him anxious. He couldn't sleep, couldn't smile, and he felt lost. One day Marco heard about a wise old man who lived far away in the hills. People said he had once been a great psychologist in the city, but now he lived close to nature, helping those who came to him seeking peace. Hope lit up Marco's heart. He thought, maybe this man can show me the way to peace. So Marco began a long and tiring journey through the mountains. Days later, he finally reached the old man's house, covered in greenery, calm and simple. There on the porch sat the wise man, eyes closed, radiating peace. Marco approached and whispered, "Grandfather, my mind is restless. I cannot stop thinking. I want peace in my heart. Can you help me?" The old man opened his eyes, smiled gently, and said, "So you seek peace. Then I will give you a task." He filled a glass of water, so full it was almost overflowing, and handed it to Marco. "Walk to the edge of the village and return, but do not spill even one drop." Marco was surprised but determined. He began walking slowly, carefully. The road was busy. Children played, dogs barked, shopkeepers shouted, but Marco saw none of it. His eyes were fixed only on the glass. Step by step, he made it back without spilling a drop. Excited, he said, "Grandfather, I did it." The old man smiled and asked, "Good. But tell me, did you see the children? Did you hear the dogs?" Marco paused. "No, I didn't notice anything. I was only focused on the glass." The old man nodded. "That is the secret. When your mind is fixed on the present moment, there is no space for fear of the future or sadness of the past. Your mind becomes quiet. That is true peace." And in that moment, Marco finally understood. Peace wasn't something outside waiting to be found. Peace was already inside him. It was born the moment he learned to live fully in the now. He bowed his head and whispered, "Grandfather, now I understand. If I want peace, I must live in this moment." The sun was setting, birds were returning to their nests, and Marco walked back, not as the same restless young man who had arrived. He walked back lighter, calmer, and finally at peace. My friends, that is the lesson for us too. Peace is not in the past. Peace is not in the future. Peace is here in the present moment. So if your mind feels like a storm, slow down. Be here. Be now. That is where peace lives. If this story inspired you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Huda Highlights for more powerful lessons and stories that bring light to your heart.